excuse me. Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KMB, the Sex Ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe, and this is the New World Podcast, brother. And we're talking about Dynamite, December 27th, 2023, New Year's Smash in the mouth with Excalibur, Tony, and Taz on commentary. We're in Orlando, Florida. We have the Gold League final match, a triple threat. Swerve Strickland versus Jay White versus Jon Moxley, and one hell of a bout with an outcome that I got pissed off. Jon Moxley won. I was like, son of a bitch. But it was a great match. It really was. These three really went to town. I was pulling for Jay. I was really pulling for Swerve, because that crowd really wants Swerve. And no Keith. I thought Keith Lee was going to interrupt this match some way, somehow, but he didn't. So I was really happy about that. I was like, okay, cool. I'm just not happy about the choice of John winning this match. I was just like, you know what? You got Swerve, who's getting the biggest pops right now, and you got that crowd saying, whose house? We should bank on Swerve Strickland. That's just what I'm saying. We should bank on Swerve because he is getting the pops, man. He is a fucking star. And it's just like, well, no, he's going to fucking face Keith Lee at World's End. No. I don't understand. I just don't understand this, man. Brian Claudio package. Brian's facing Kingston tonight. And Kingston, of course, doesn't like anybody, hates everybody. He's the bum. He's the king of bums. And he's doing it for us. Well, he's mostly doing it for himself. But Swerve's backstage. I can tell he's upset. I can tell he's mad. Swerve is just like, I wanted it. And then he's so upset. He's like, hey, Keith Lee, me and you then, World's End. Then the contract was pulled out. So we got Swerve and Keith. I'm just like, that's cool, I guess. Renee with Mariah May, it's funny. It's like, she's made such a big impact and blah, blah. I'm like, has she though? Her debut match is next week. I'm like, okay, cool. Cool. Riho comes out. Mariah gets her to the ring. Tony comes out and they start fighting, and Riho gets her championship and holds it over her head. So Tony's mad because that's her championship, and so we're building up that. Top Flight, Action Andretti promo. This was so good. I don't know why and how stupid this was, but it was so good because Top Flight and Action Andretti are like, we're trios, we're into this, we're ready to take on the next challenge. We came up short with the Acclaimed, and out of nowhere, Orange Cassidy just again like what he did the Rocky, like, hey, all right, let's do it, Rampage, all right, walks off. And they're like, what's just happened? And the Trent's like, we're Rampage. And Rocky goes, he did the same thing to me. It's such good stuff, man. Then Action Andretti grabbed the water bottle, and he did this weird shotgun, smushing it in and drank the whole thing. He's like, yeah, hydration. I don't know why, but I thought that was the funniest thing in the whole. Watch it. I got to find it and post it. Just hydration. CJ Miro package, don't give a shit. Don Callis family, this was funny just because of the paintings. Oh my god. The one with him and Hobbs, and he's throwing up the West Side sign with the do-rag, and I'm like, wow, Don. Then you got him and Kyle Fletcher punching kangaroos. You got him looking like a mobster with Takeshita and everything like that. That shit was funny. And then here comes Sammy Guevara. Is he back with the Don Callis family? No, because Jericho needs a partner. Jericho needs to be on the card. We couldn't have just scrapped the Big Bill and Ricky match. We had to have Jericho come out in a Les Sex Gods reunion. Oh, come on. I don't know why, but this was one of those moments today. I think John winning that awesome match. I want everyone to know, I'm not shitting on it. I'm just saying, awesome match, but just a shitty outcome, in my opinion. So, and everybody, I was watching everybody like, oh, come on, do we get Eddie Kingston and Joy? I'm like, why? It's Swerve's time. Swerve! Getting so angry. But, of course, Sammy Guevara comes out, and they have a picture for him, and Don's like, oh, you're our family. Sammy gets mad, he's like, how dare you draw my baby on that picture? And then he gets his ass kicked, and here comes Jericho, then here comes Bill, and here comes Ricky, then here comes, no, this part is funny. It's Sting! And he goes, oh, and Darby. Sets up a 8-man tag match at World's End, so... yeah, so everyone's on the card. And Sting and Darby just came out of nowhere. So I was like, okay, sure. Renee's with Roderick Strong in the Kingdom. And he's got his big thing saying MJF is the devil. And he's like, he wants to prove it. And yeah, Roderick Strong. Renee! A Blue League final. Eddie Kingston versus Bryan Danielson. Eddie has never beaten Bryan. So that's the story we're telling here. You know. And we got Eddie Kingston, who wins this, and I was like, okay, man, you really tried to build this underdog story, Tony. Like, you know, even though I'm not, like, this Continental Classic is phenomenal. It's probably one of the best tournaments I've seen in a very, very long time in professional wrestling. You know, even with all the matches have been superb. I think this is really a really great concept. I feel like Roosh should have got up there. Andrade, man, now he's facing Muro at World's End. And it's funny. It's like everybody that I think, like, yeah, Andrade, Roosh, these guys need to be pushed. Like Moxley and Eddie, they're already top stars and everything like that. But it's like Tony signs this really great talent. And he doesn't know really how to use them, but he always just goes back to the drawing board of like, oh, I got John, I got Eddie, so now we're gonna have Eddie and John go after this Continental Championship. Like it's like a Triple Crown Championship, just to have a Triple Crown Championship, because I think Eddie's gonna take it just because they keep mentioning on commentary that this is what he wants. Even John tells him like, this is what you want, like your heroes to be a Triple Crown champion, and it's just like it's another championship that's just gonna go fall by the wayside, like. I love the international championship. I love that championship. I think it's been defended, really has made some great matches and stuff like that. Now we have a continental championship. On top of everything else they try to throw in here, the Ring of Honor Television Championship, the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. Like, there's so many championships going on. It's just like, this is just another one. And it's going to be special if Eddie wins and he is like his heroes, you know, being a Triple Crown champion. But Eddie Kingston won, and I was like, okay, I guess. And John comes out. They cut a promo. Great interaction between the two. You know, and Eddie's like, I'm going to give you everything I got. John's like, that's what I want. I want everything you got. We have Lexi backstage. Earlier in the show, it was Christian Cage, and he looks at her and goes, who are you? Where's Renee? You know, and he's waiting for Adams because they're supposed to have a sit-down one-on-one. And we come back to this moment here where he's waiting is Nick's mom and Nick Wayne. And all of a sudden, Adam attacks. Then the whole locker room comes out to try to split them up. But yeah, Christian Cage and Adam. And I love what Christian said. You attacked me from behind, you coward. You know, and Adam's mad. He's like, you son of a bitch. You know, so we got a big TNT championship coming up at World's End. Chris Statlander versus Sky Blue. Sky Blue got the win. New music, new look. Oh my goodness, I gotta say, in that finish, ooh, off the top rope, oh my goodness, I was like, damn, and Julia Hart's there, and of course, Stokely's on commentary. I don't know what's going on there, but here comes Julia. They start beating down Chris Statlander. Here comes Willow, and then Willow comes with a save, and Abaddon's behind Julia Hart and Sky Blue, and it's like, oh my gosh, we got the TBS championship. It's gonna happen. This is gonna be crazy. Then we have Renee with Ruby and Saraya backstage, and out of nowhere, I think we just dropped the whole QTV thing because QT Marshall's leaving AEW, and all of a sudden they bring in Harley, and now Harley's crazy. Yeah, she went from being this like, I'm singing, I'm part of QTV. I think that's just done. It's over. It's buried. Okay, I'm cool with it because I always thought the QTV stuff was stupid. But now Harley's crazy. So, and she's with Saraya and Ruby and you know, Cool Hand. And it's a lot going on. All right, Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship match. MJF and Samoa Joe putting up those titles against the Devil's Masked Men. At first, I was very upset. I was very upset about this because I was like, the Devil's Masked Men win the Ring of Honor tag team because Joe was, in quotations, attacked before this match happened. MJF says, no, fuck this. We're still going to have this match. We're still going to fight. I'm going to defend these championships. And, of course, the numbers game, there's more Devil's Masked Men under the ring and stuff like that. So they hit him with the pipe and everything. And boom, 1, 2, 3. The Devil's Masked Men win the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. And here comes Joe. They start beating down MJF. And here comes Joe with the chair. And what I loved the most out of this was the Devil pops on the screen. And Joe's really selling that leg. And then all of a sudden it's his pleasure doing business with you. And Joe just kind of stands up a little more straight, tilts his head a little with that evil grin, and he hits MJF with the chair. And I'm like, oh my God, was he the devil? Or was he just like, he made a deal with the devil to get everything he wanted, and he made Max lose a championship, and then is he going to take that championship this Saturday? I was like, no, my God, I have to tune in on what's going on. Like, this was an ending that I was like, oh, fuck this. They won the Ring of Honor. Then when Joe just did that little thing, that little moment with that head tilt, and I was like, you son of a bitch. You know, that was my first instinct, and I was like, damn. Good stuff, man. Great stuff. So, what a way to end the show. A lot's going on. Great matches tonight. I didn't like the outcomes, but this show gets a solid 5 out of 5 just because it's the last show, December 27th, 2023. Excalibur, Tony, Taz on commentary in Orlando, Florida. New Year's smash in your face. Tell me what you thought of the show. Drop those comments below. All right. Now that we talked about Dynamite, let's go into my picks and predictions for World's End. Woohoo! All right, let's talk about World's End here, folks. Let's talk about World's End. Last pay-per-view of the year. Woohoo! We made it, Joe. I'm going in order of the way I wrote these down, and we'll work our way up to the main event. But a 20-man battle royale, and the winner gets a title shot anytime, anywhere. I am picking Wardlow. And it's just because he's been hinting that he really wants to get his hands on MJF. So I'm predicting Wardlow's going to win this. We have an 8-man tag match: Sting, Jericho, Darby, Sammy versus Big Bill, Ricky Starks, Hobbs, and Kyle Fletcher, my boy. Ozzy, oi. So I am picking Sting, Jericho, Darby, and Sammy for the win. I think Sting's just going to have this continuous win and then lose his final match because he's old school. You go out on your back. That's the way it goes. And I think it's going to be Sting versus Darby Allin at the Revolution. Andrade El Idolo versus Miro. And Andrade, I'm picking Andrade and Miro. I'm not affecting you because of you and my wife. And I'm like, God. And poor CJ, she had something happen to her finger. She got an infection and whatnot. Was in the hospital. Swerve Strickland versus Keith Lee. Another thing. I'm like, I just hope it's a good match. That's all I'm hoping for with these two matches here. I'm just like, I just hope it's a good match. Continental Classic final. I'm picking Eddie Kingston because with what I'm hearing on commentary and everything like that, what I'm hearing from John's promo from this Dynamite, I'm picking Eddie. This is Eddie's moment to shine with being a Triple Crown champion. And yeah, I think that's the story. The end of the year, the King of the Bums has won. He's a Triple Crown champion in AEW. That's the story I'm thinking we're telling here. FTW Championship, Hook versus Wheeler Yuta. I'm picking Hook, and I don't think this feud will be over. TNT Championship, Christian Cage versus Adam Copeland. Adam Copeland's going to get that championship. I feel it. And we could continue more with this story, but I think this is the big one. And then come New Year's, we're going to start going in different directions. Or not, we could keep this feud going. They could have another match. You know, Christian beat Adam. Adam beat Christian. Then we have the rubber match. So, yeah. TBS Championship, Julia Hart versus Abaddon. I don't see Abaddon getting that championship. Sky Blue is going to help some ways, somehow, and Julia Hart's going to retain the championship. AEW Women's Championship, Toni Storm versus Riho. I'm picking Toni Storm. She's not losing that championship anytime soon. If so, I feel like that's a waste. That was a really short reign with the timeless Tony Storm thing and everything like that. I think that's just a waste of Tony, in my opinion. She's got something really great going on. If we keep digging more at it, I think we can get really, really great stuff. Now the AEW World Heavyweight Championship, MJF versus Samoa Joe. I originally picked MJF, and that was my first pick. I'm looking at it right now with a circle around it. But with what happened at the end of Dynamite and Joe making a deal with the devil, I'm probably going to regret this, but I am picking Samoa Joe as my pick. And in these picks and predictions, I think the devil's going to help him a little bit more to get that championship from MJF. MJF's already busted open. And what's funny is, like, Joe wanted him at his best, and that's the whole reason why this match was pushed all the way to World's End. But MJF is going in hurt. With the devil on the Samoa Joe side, I'm picking Samoa Joe. And as we go, when I review World's End this Sunday, the drop, I will see the order of the matches and see how much I got right, how much I got wrong, because I love doing picks and predictions like that, just to see how much of my wrestling knowledge and see if I'm really in the mind of Tony, Mr. Tony Khan, and seeing the way he books these things. So, all right, y'all. That's it. That's all. Drop those comments below. What's your picks and predictions for World's End? Are you excited? Because I actually am excited for World's End. And I'm guessing there's no collision, because that's a smart thing if we're going to do this. Because the last pay-per-view, they're like, no, we're going to put Rampage and Collision together. And I was like, it's a bit much, man. If it's just Rampage, that's totally fine. This is the go-home show, in my opinion. Let some things happen on Rampage, and let's get the World's End and no collision. I'm very cool with that. So, and I'm expecting this pay-per-view to be 4 hours long, because AEW likes to do that. All right, y'all. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, share it with your grandma, share it with your grandpa, share it with the bum down at Walmart. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja, and remember that the New World Podcast is for life. Brother.
The full body Arsenal attack on Switchblade. I'm sorry, on Swerve, I should say.
Yeah, Swerve lands the high kick, sends Jay White to the floor.